Amount of Rescue Ace decks that I have seen this week has been absurd. Don't be like the 30% of you that have not smashed the ever-living crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so you guys don't miss out on more OS content. This is going to be one of the times that I'm going to bring up something, and I want to have a serious talk with this. Rescue Ace out of the OCG this week I've seen 4 lists as of late. One of them taking down a 7-0 finish out of a tournament. Now, you might hit me with the standard, the OCG doesn't matter, Robbie. I don't care. And then later on in the week, you're going to see Rescue Ace cards mysteriously going up in price. It's because people have been gathering OCG data right now, and they're looking around and they're going, wow, this deck is pretty good. The fact that the deck got the ability to summon one from the deck. Oh, you can bring out Turbulence in set 4? Wow, that's so good. Honestly, that's the thing that's making this deck look actually pretty appetizing to me, is the fact that you can go through like this motion of set 4, and then your opponent's just going to kind of look at you and go, what am I supposed to do about this? Now, the ratios and things, I do highly recommend that you watch a lot of the upcoming the OCG videos that we're going to cover in the week. That way you can look at the data yourself instead of having me spoon feed you, everything right now. Trust me when I say this, there's going to be a lot of things you're going to want to look at in terms of these builds. A lot of the Rescue Ace spells and traps feel like they're one-ups minus Emergency. Remember, we don't get Emergency till Nexus. But Emergency really turned this deck up on its head. And I think a lot of people kind of going forward here are going to really look at this deck and they're going to go, wow, Rescue Ace, one card actually made. Yeah, who knew when you gave a deck the ability to special summon one, and then the ability to tribute off another one of the worst resources that they actually had going for them, that it wouldn't end up being that bad. Oh, and it's on a quick play too. Honestly, I think that's what makes the deck even more scary. Now, in terms of like standard control grind game, all of the spells and traps should put you in a little bit more of a winning position. And I think that's gonna be something that you're gonna have to really consider in terms of deck build is, hey, is this going to be the more optimal build? Hey, once I got ratios and things figured out, is this what we need to do? That is for you to decide. I can tell you I'm probably going to play test the deck because I'm genuinely interested in how the ratios and things for the deck are going to go. And also, to be fair, so many people have tossed the deck to the back of the room. So many people are looking at the deck and they're like, I don't want to play with you anymore. I get that. I do. But cheap opportunity comes a knocking. You really do want to give some consideration to the idea of the deck actually working. So we'll see how that goes. Now, what else has been going on here? Unchained has also come back out of the woodwork here. And, I looked at the new Unchained stuff initially, and I was like, a Link 1 would have did this or done the deck pretty good. I think a lot of players kind of agree that adding another Link 2 into the arsenal didn't seem like it would have been too good. But no. These new Unchained cards have really turned this deck around. I'm not by any stretch of the imagination an Unchained expert, but I can tell you, when I'm seeing 5-6 of these lists turning over here, and more and more people are kind of exploring this deck, maybe it's time that we kind of revisit the old consideration train for this. Because if you are seeing a deck kind of start to have this much turnaround here, and more players kind of looking around going, should I be worried about this, Robbie? Is this something that I need to really get some consideration into picking up? Considering budgetary options, anytime, I do say this, when a deck core looks like it's a couple of bucks, just on the off chance that it's something you think you're going to enjoy, I would try to usually pick it up. To be perfectly truthful with you, it only makes sense at the end of the day, just what you can do. So, you have a really cool budget deck available right now that come August, depending on how the rest of the meta shapes up, you might be able to do some stupid stuff with Unchained. I saw an Unchained Labyrinth list show up, and I was like, what in the world are we doing here? But I mean, you got Fiend synergy going everywhere in that deck, so that's definitely something to really consider. Is, you know, oh boy, indoor, you know, good stuff. It looks like it can actually work itself out. So something to really mention there. We should also mention Vanquish Soul here. Now, Vanquish Soul, I thought the deck looked like it disappeared, because kind of looking at how everything was going out of like the upcoming week, Vanquish Soul just rode off into the sunset. You're probably like, what in the world is Vanquish Soul? Well, Vanquish Soul is coming out in the next deck build pack. What is it? June Wild Survivors here. You get the cooking archetype. You get a lot of cool stuff in there. I do honestly think, kind of going forward here, that if you're planning on picking that up, put a little bit of money aside so that you can pick up Vanquish Soul. I think Vanquish Soul, actually, I'm a fan of all three archetypes. Like, the food archetype just is really cool for it being, you know, literally dinner and a murder. You got the dinosaur support in there, and you got Vanquish Soul, which is like a mid-range control deck, which I think you have like a one-card, like, bounce, interruption as well. So that's really cool. But I think a lot of players are going to kind of look at this deck and they're going to be like, yeah, do I really need to pick this up, Robbie? Once again, if you're a control player and you love the many shades of control that you can pick up, I think it's really cool. I know we're very, very, very far ahead about that, but when you can look down the pipeline here in the future and go, wow, you know, like, I didn't know months in advance that I could actually pick that up, you know, and be able to do well with that. Yeah. Yes, you can. And that's incredibly good, quite honestly. Of course, there's also Altergeist. I don't know why I have to... Looking at how Altergeist has shaped up out of this weekend, whew, man. Wow, you know, whew, Altergeist, that deck has turned into something else as of late. The amount of players right now that are looking at this deck and they're just, I guess they're dumbfounded by what Altergeist cards do. I understand that Altergeist is a very unfun experience for players. Trust me, I've heard a lot of complaints as of late about it. Altergeist is going to make the dueling experience not fun for any. Yeah, I get that. But it's a control deck, and it's amazing that 2 cards could revitalize this deck and bring it back to life. Like, you're just like, wow. Like, it actually has happened. So, yeah, I know more and more people are going to be looking around at this, and they're going to be kind of dumbfounded by it, but it's back. Small World is also continuing to grow a lot of hype. I can't tell you the amount of builds this week that I saw that were on Small World. Small world. It really is a small world after all. Yeah, you didn't like that pun, nor did I, but you have a lot of good cards right now. Small World being one of those ones that is just continuing to grow on hype alone. Generic searchers, even if they're a -1, to turn your entire deck on is actually pretty incredible. Everything that I'm seeing right now for the overall development of the metagame, a lot of things from Duelist Nexus look like they made a splash. I think that we're going to continue to see a lot of these things from Nexus continue to matter. I think a lot of people are probably going to be very surprised kind of going forward here how much actually is going to matter. And I mean, come on, when you're looking at this video and you're looking at like the prizes on multiple things mentioned in this video, budget deck cores are always going to be a good thing. They'll always be a good example of getting the chance to play the game. And any time that you can get in with incredibly cheap stuff, I don't think a lot of this is going to go up too much, honestly, because most of it's already been reprinted into Oblivion. It looks like Konami wanted a very cheap format, actually, very, very early at this stage, which I think is kind of nice. Also, shout out to Infernoble. You know, all that new Infernoble Knight support that we got looks incredibly cool. It's so awesome. But it looks like it had zero, and I mean zero, zilch, nada, nothing in terms of turnover. Majority of the rest of the metagame just looks like it didn't care. And, you know, with them having Smoke Grenade in their format, I thought we would see a little bit more. But no. Doesn't look like we got anything, to say the very least. So that's something to kind of throw out there. So, what do you guys think? Please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Peace out. Patrons! Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.